Today's episode of Film Riot is brought to you by Netflix.
Today on Film Riot, I go skinny dipping. Is that what you said to say, or is that what you said not to say?
That's what I said not to say.
Not to say.
Not to say.
I'll redo it. Welcome to Film Riot Mondays. I'm your host, Ryan Conley, and today we're doing yet another mail sack segment since we are jumping on these a lot more. And we have your questions. This time I'm attacking Facebook with vengeance. Because somebody posted on Facebook, and I think they were right. I paid more attention to Twitter than my Facebook. So it's like I loved my one kid more than the other, and I felt bad about it. So I'm like, you know what? We're going all Facebook today. That's how we roll.
Mail sack, taking a look in Riot's mail sack.
First question, hey Ryan, ever since you made Tell, I have heard nothing else about it. Can you please tell us what is the future of Tell? And also, Tell, seems like it's taking forever. When will we get to see that bad boy? We've given a few updates on Tell in the past, but a new update would be that my composer just sent a rough draft of the first 5-ish minutes, and I really love the tone we're getting from the music. We're working back and forth, and the music's coming along great, so we should be on deadline for it to come out around January timeframe. And it's taking so long because it's a passion project. It's a no-budget project that's not backed in any way, shape, or form. It's just us doing it with pretty much next to nothing. So we have other shows and other responsibilities we're tied to. So this is something that we can only do when we have the extra time, which isn't often. So, we'll work on it a little bit and then have to put it on the back burner for a while we do all the other stuff, then come back to it, then go back to our other stuff, then come back to it. So if we were to put it all together in one lump sum, we probably would have had the entire thing from start to finish done and out to you guys within 2 months. But since we can only work on it here and there, it's taking much longer. Next question, how many times has Josh died on Film Riot?
Knife! No.
A lot? Hey Ryan, can you give out some tips on editing and how to nail the perfect cuts? Editing is kind of a hard thing to explain, just like writing is. There's a technique to it, but then a lot of it comes just from instinct or your gut. Sometimes when you watch a cut, you can, because you know the pacing of your story, you just feel when it should be cutting or not. You prolong a shot or not. Sometimes a good rule of thumb with things like comedy or action is try to make it as short as possible. If wherever you cut, go back and try to trim it a little more. And a lot of times I find that makes a punchline 10 times funnier because it's moving way quicker, which gives the audience less time to feel like anything's slowing down. So you hit them with the joke and you move on quick. And action is the same thing. If somebody's being punched, it shouldn't be punched and then you wait, 15 frames before cutting again. It should be very fast paced, but things like drama will slow down a lot, but you need to know what your type of project you're doing and what type of pace you're going for, and that will inform your cutting for sure. What was the most expensive gear you ever ruined during a shoot? I don't think I've ever ruined any piece of gear during a shoot, but Tim Allen did hit Todd in the face with a shotgun mic during Tell.
Girlfriend.
When trying a new effect, how do you come up with the effective way to do it? Tutorials, experimentation, both? Typically the way it goes is somebody sends us an idea for effect. I like the idea of trying to pull that effect off and not knowing how we're gonna do it, we just go for it. But we typically get the idea pretty quick, and the reason for that is experience. I've been doing this for years, and I've been able to create this box of ideas basically from doing all sorts of effects. I pull from each one to figure out how we're going to do the next one, be it visual or practical. And also another big thing, although people complain every now and again about some of the more higher end aspects of the show that we do with gear that costs more money or software that costs more money, or when we had to spend more money on a piece of gear. What's that? That's a car?
Fast and Furious.
That's Fast and Furious. Vin Diesel just passed the house. Yeah. But those are just as important as the DIY stuff. One of the things that taught me how to do DIY effects was by watching Hollywood effects and seeing how they did it, and then taking that technique and that idea of doing it properly and then pulling it back to just do with whatever I had around my house, forced perspective and things like that. So really it's the idea of looking at all of the above, what other DIYers have done and what Hollywood's doing, because that's really gonna be where you're gonna be more your own person with something like this and have your own visual style. If you're just copy pasting from us or Video Copilot or Indie Mogul or Freddie Wong, it's just gonna look like Film Riot or Freddie Wong or Video Copilot. You wanna take those techniques and the ideas of what they're doing and create one of your own so you have your own visual style. Any other Pimp Your Production episodes coming? They are so great. Well, thank you. I'm glad you love the show, and we love Kessler gear, which is why we do the show. And yes, there is another episode coming, actually our finale of the first, I guess, season of episodes, which we have, I don't want to say what it is, but we have something pretty freaking awesome planned. So look for that coming probably in another month or so. We'll definitely be tweeting it out like crazy. It's going to be by far the best episode yet. We're very excited about it. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's another show we produce called Pimp Your Productions, which is actually executive produced by Kessler Crane. They commissioned us to do it, and we said yes because their products are absolutely amazing, and I would promote them for free. How do you start a production company like Trying Film? Do you need an office space? No, you absolutely don't need an office space. I didn't have an office space for years when I started Trying Films. Trying Films was out of a car at one point. Trying Films was out of the corner of my bedroom in my apartment. At one point, you just do what you gotta do. You start, take any job you could possibly get and start building from there. Your gear set, the people you work with, and it'll take a lot of years. That's what a lot of people don't understand about this industry. You don't start something and see the benefit of it immediately. You start something and maybe a year down the road you start seeing benefit. That's just how it works unless you're going under somebody who's already got a ton of momentum to them. If you're starting it from scratch, you're looking at years and years and years of you beating your head on the wall till you get the payoff. But the payoff is so monumentally worth it if it's really what you want to do. Another question says, when you are doing a pay job, how do you charge your client? What do you suggest doing about this? There's no definite answer for that. What I did when I was first starting out is I would ask the client what their budget was, and I would base it all off that. Because I was taking any job that I could possibly get either way. So I would have done a job for $500, $200, it didn't matter. As long as it was a cool project, I would have done it for free. So a good rule of thumb when you're not really 100% sure is to ask the client what their budget is and just base it off that. Also, another thing you can do is look at locally what people of the caliber of your work are charging and try to maybe charge a little bit under that to be competitive. But don't overcharge either. Know where you're at and charge what you're worth. Can you speak Spanish? If so, say something. Hola. Favorite cinematic composer? I have a bunch. I love film scores. I listen to them constantly. I'm kind of addicted right now. It's all I listen to. But some of my favorite is Michael Giacchino, Hans Zimmer, obviously, James Newton Howard, and of course, John Williams, I would say would be my top tier currently that what I'm listening to. They're just so doggone good.
Logo.
So that's it for the questions. Thank you very much for sending them in as usual. But now, let's pay some bills, shall we?
What does that mean?
Huh?
What does that mean?
We're gonna do a sponsor.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta do that.
Yep. With more than 23 million members, Netflix is the world's largest subscription service instantly streaming TV episodes and movies over the internet. For one low monthly price, Netflix Unlimited members can instantly watch thousands of titles on a vast array of devices streaming TV episodes and movies like the Xbox 360, the Sony PS3 console, and the Nintendo Wii console. You watch as many movies as you want anytime you want, and you can cancel anytime. For a limited time, you can get a free 30-day trial membership, so go to netflix.com/filmright and sign up now, and be sure to use this URL so they know we sent you. So that's it. Thanks again to everyone for sending in the questions. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and also Facebook so you can be a part the next time we do this. But before we go, I'm going to show you a promo for a brand new Revision 3 show called Toasted Donut from Hippie Glenn of Dignation fame. Check it out, and if you like it, go check it out on revision3.com.
So Glenn has a new show coming online.
Yeah, I've heard.
Toasted Donut.
Toasted
We
Donut.
talked about this for a long time. Toasted Donut was actually a Dignation invention.
Yeah.
So tell us about the show.
Yeah, what is the show?
Just like short little 5-6 minute segments, 2 minutes maybe. Hello, and welcome to Toasted Donut. This is the show where I'll bring you small portions of food and silverware to eat that food with on a plate that you can then ingest, maybe like 3 to 4 minutes worth.
The world
you're
through the
wearing.
lens of Glenn's eyes, which can include
Somewhat serious.
health and nutrition, just talking to some people, doing some wacky segments.
I mean,
about
I
things
want to
that
get
he experiences in
information.
his life.
Yeah, I want to get information from people and do like short interviews with people, but also throw in like not just a typical interview style piece,
Throwing some
but throw in
toasted donutsness.
some kind of odd stuff in the middle.
Hey, Glenn.
Yeah, Dave.
How about a tour?
Tour of what? My microphone?
No, not that.